Hello everyone, I'm Anastasia. I welcome you all to this new session of Fundamental of Nursing. In today's session, we are going to deal with a very interesting topic of nursing, that is nursing as a profession. So in today's session, we are going to learn about the definition of profession of nursing, what are the various criteria to become a nurse, as well as the characteristics of this particular profession. We will also learn about the various fields and opportunity that is available for nurses. So first, let us move on to the definition of profession. A profession is a calling that requires a special skill, knowledge, as well as practice. So, in order to be in a particular profession, especially as a nurse, it is not necessary that you must only acquire the theoretical knowledge, but you must also put this knowledge into practice and you must develop a good skills as well as preparation. A profession is an occupation that requires the advanced knowledge and skills, and that it goes out of the society needs for providing special services. So, this is what is known as a profession. In order to be in a particular profession, the group must meet the following criteria. The first one is that the knowledge of the group must be based on the scientific as well as the theoretical knowledge. The knowledge and competency that the members of the group possess must be evaluated by a number of peers. These group must also have a service orientation as well as they must follow the code of ethics of their particular profession. So now let us move on to the criteria of nursing. The first one is that each profession must always provide their services to the society. For example, if you are a nurse, you are responsible to provide all the healthcare services which are available to the people around you. The second one here is to advance the knowledge in its field. Here, no matter in which profession we are, we should never stop learning. However, we should always try our best to always advance our knowledge in that particular field as days pass by. The next criteria is to protect the members of the particular profession and also help them to practice whatever they have learned effectively. Moving on to the next, that is the characteristics of a profession. Here, no matter in which profession you are, each profession will always have a requirement of an extended education for its member as well as a basic liberal foundation. For example, if you want to become a nurse, you must have a degree on BSc of nursing in order to be qualified for this profession. You must also have a license to practice whatever you have learned. Each profession will have its own theoretical body of knowledge that will help them to define their own skills, abilities, as well as norms. Each profession will also provide a specific service. For example, if only you are a medical practitioner, then only you can provide healthcare services. We can't expect engineers or architects to provide these. So, just like this, each and every profession will have its own services that they can provide to the people. The next one here is that the profession has a code of ethics for practice. And the last characteristic is that the members of the profession have the autonomy in decision making as well as to put whatever they have learned into practice. So now let's move on to our profession, that is nursing. So what is nursing? Nursing is a unique function of a nurse to assist the individual, sick or well, in the performance of those activities which he would do unaided if he had the necessary strength, will, or knowledge. Nursing is also a discipline which will be involved in the delivery of various healthcare services to the society. It is also a helping profession. Why? Because here in this profession, we don't just provide treatment, but we also assist client in their day-to-day activities. This nursing is also an art as well as a science. Why? Because when you are a nurse, it is not necessary that you must only acquire a good theoretical knowledge, but it is also very important that you must be able to put all of these knowledge into practice. It does not only mean that just by having a good knowledge you will become a good nurse, but it also means that you should also develop your skills in order to become a great nurse. Nursing is a service oriented which is designed in order to maintain and to promote health as well as the well being of the people. So, this is about nursing. Now, moving on to a professional nurse. So, here, a professional nurse is the one who have graduated from a recognized nursing school and who has met all the requirement which is required by a registered nurse in a particular state in which she will be putting her learning into practice. Now, we will look on what are the various characteristics of nursing. Here, the first characteristic of nursing is that caring. Why caring? Because being a nurse, you are the ones who will be providing care to the patient. You are the ones who will be with the patient by his side, and you are the ones who will be assisting them, helping them to voice out their needs, as well as you will be the one who will be working for their benefits. Nursing is also a profession whereby a good interpersonal relationship must be maintained with the client. By doing this, we as nurses will be able to get to know the client more, understand their concerns, as well as help them in order to promote their health as soon as possible. Nursing is also a profession whereby we will consider a person not as a diagnosis but as a human being, taking them into account as physiological, sociological, as well as a psychological organism. Nursing is also a profession which is committed in order to promote the individual, family, society, community, as well as the national health goals in the best manner possible. Nursing is also a profession whereby we will be providing equal treatment to all the people who comes to the clinical setting irrespective of their caste, creed, religion or their culture. Nursing is committed to involvement in ethical, legal as well as political issue in the delivery of the healthcare system. So, what are the personal qualities of a nurse? In order to become a nurse, you must have a BSc degree in nursing. You must also be physically as well as mentally fit. You must also have a license to practice nursing in the particular country. So, these are the various characteristics of a nurse. Now, moving on to the next, that is the criteria for profession which needs to be fulfilled by nursing. The first one here is high intellectual level of functioning. Here, as we all know, that modern nurse uses assessment skills as well as knowledge in order to reason or make judgment of the patient's condition. Here, so it is very important that in order to be a professional nurse, you need to have a high intellectual level of functioning so that you will be able to provide care to them effectively. The second one here is the high level of individual responsibility as well as accountability. Here, we as nurses must be accountable as well as responsible for whatever care we are providing to the patient. Here, as soon as the patient comes to the clinical settings, it is the responsibility of we nurses to provide care to them. So, it is very important that we must always be responsible and accountable for whatever care we are providing. The concept of accountability has certain ethical, legal, as well as professional implication. That is, the nurse who are providing care must be responsible for whatever is happening to the patient. That includes accepting responsibilities for action that is taken in order to provide care to the client, as well as accepting the responsibilities for the consequences that has occurred because of the actions that are not performed. So, whenever we provide care to the patient, we should always be in a clear state of mind whereby we will be able to assure that whatever we are doing is for the benefit of the client, and we must make sure to not make any mistake or to not forget any of the procedures that has been told by the physician to us to perform for the client. The next one is the specialized body of knowledge. Here, the nursing has developed a specialized body of knowledge known as the nursing science. This nursing science has been compiled through various researches which was performed by the nurse in order to improve the educational degree. Although this body of specialized knowledge is small, however, it forms a good theoretical basis for the practice of nursing in today's world. The next one is the evidence based nursing practice. Here, the evidence based nursing practice is the practice of nursing that has been performed in which the interventions are based on the data which is collected or obtained from researchers that has demonstrated and proved that the findings are appropriate as well as successful. So, whatever procedure a nurse is performing, she must make sure that this is based on the evidence nursing practice which has been formulated by the researcher. Moving on to the next, that is the Code of Ethics. The Code of Ethics document may outline the mission as well as the values of the business or the organization. This code of ethics will state how the professional must approach the problems, the ethical principles based on the organization core value, and the standards to which the profession is held. Some of the ethical principles are autonomy, non malfeasance, as well as justice. The next is the competency and professional license. So, here the nurses must pass the national licensure examination in order to serve as a proof that they can practice nursing. The granting of these nursing license is a legal activity which will be performed by each and every individual state under the regulations contained in the State Nursing Practice Act. The next is the professional identity and development. Here, until the nurse are fully committed to this profession of nursing, until they identify with it as a profession and work for the development of this, nursing will probably not achieve any professional status. So it is very important that being in this profession, you must be able to fully commit yourself into it as well as work for the development of this profession. So now we will look at the various fields and opportunities that we nurses have. Here the first one is the hospital or the institutional nursing. These are the ones in which we nurses can work, such as in the hospitals or the rehabilitation centers or the nursing homes. The next is the public health nursing or the community health nursing. This is a branch of nursing whereby we nurses can go to the community settings and provide care to the population as a whole, either by providing treatments for the minor ailments or by providing health education. We can also provide various outpatient services. The next is a private duty or a special duty nurse. The next is the industrial and the occupational nursing. This is a field whereby we nurses can go work in various office, industries, or factories in order to provide care to the workers. The next is the nursing education. We as nurses can also work in various schools, review centers, as well as in hospitals as clinical instructor in order to educate the people about this particular profession. We can also work as a military nurse or as well as a clinical nurse either in a private or a public clinic. And the last one is the independent nursing practice whereby we can provide home care services to the patient. So here we have come to the end of this topic. In today's session, we have discussed about profession, about the criteria of profession, about what nursing is, criteria of nursing, as well as the characteristics and the fields and organization in which we nurses can work. So I hope you guys have got a clear insight of this topic. Thank you.